Okay, this is, let's see, today's July the 31st, and I am going to memorialize my journey on preparing to launch my LuLaRoe business. One of the things that kind of got me into doing LuLaRoe was my best friend Kim Zosky of Kimberly, Kathy, and Emily, and she had actually been telling me about LuLaRoe for a few months. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I had never heard of it. And she was like, Laura, I'm telling you, you're going to try the clothes. Oh my gosh, you're going to love it. And I'm going, mm-hmm. I've done direct sales. I've done multi-level marketing before. And yeah, the only people who make money in that are the people who are way up at the top. Is it a pyramid scheme? No, because, I mean, you can make money doing it, but, you know, you're competing against other consultants in your area, and you all sell the same thing. And anyway, but she was really adamant about it. And so I started looking into it. Well, here's the interesting thing. The website really doesn't give you a whole lot of information. I kept going to the website, and it's not a whole lot. Basically, it just shows you the different styles of the clothes. And, you know, ooh, you want to schedule a pop-up boutique? Go to this map and you know, pick a consultant. Okay. So, I wasn't real impressed. And then Kimba came to visit me, and she brought with her a bunch of clothes. And I was like, oh, these are nice. Ooh, these are soft. These are kind of cool. She's like, yeah, LuLaRoe. I'm like, really? She's like, I'm telling you, this is for you. And I kept going, I don't know. It's a huge investment. Now, I'm very fortunate in that I sold my house, and I happen to have money in the bank. A lot of people that do this, it's a real stretch for them. I mean, you know, your investment, just purchasing the inventory is $5,300 just to purchase the inventory. That doesn't include everything you need to do to prepare. Now, there are some people who go all out and have these super nice Lula rooms that are just, wow. You know, their husbands build them built-in shelves, or they have a whole basement. You know, they've got, you know, I mean, and that's great. That works for them. Me, I happened to, when I sold my house, I was, at the time when I sold my house, I was living with a boyfriend, and I thought it was serious. And yeah, it turns out it wasn't. So I had to move. And so I had to move, and I was kind of having a hard time finding some place to go that I was going to be happy. I had gotten spoiled in that where I lived, you know, it was a fairly large place. I mean, it wasn't huge, but you know, it was like 2,700 square feet, 3 bedrooms, and it had a 2-car attached garage. Well, the garage is what spoiled me. I live in Michigan, and in the winter times, late fall, early spring, the weather is just blech. And if you have to park your car outside or in an open carport, it's not a fun time. So I was pretty insistent on finding a place with a garage. Didn't have to be attached, but I definitely had to have a garage. Well, I am a Christian, and when my relationship broke up, it really brought me to my knees, and I really started turning to God, and finally just going, okay, Lord, you win. I've been doing it my own way. I've been trying to help you do your job. And it didn't exactly work out very well. So it's like, well, what do I have to lose by trusting God? Right? Nothing. So I just started really praying about things, and where I live now, I had actually seen, but they didn't have anything available, so I left and found someplace else that was more expensive and smaller, but really, really nice. I mean, granite countertop. Oh, it was beautiful, but it was more expensive. Anyways, I signed up to go there, and it wasn't sitting very well with me. And I'm driving into work one day. I'm a paralegal by day, and LuLaRoe obsessed by night. But I was driving into work, and it just wasn't sitting right with me with this place I had signed up, and I'm talking to God about it because I had like an hour commute. And I just kept hearing call Silverbrook. And by the third time, I'm like, why? Why should I call this place? They didn't have anything available. And I just kept hearing call them. Fine. So I get to work, I call them. And when I called, she's like, it's funny you called. We actually just got something available. And I'm like, fine, I'll come see it at lunch. Well, I came to see it. It was an updated unit. It had been upgraded. It had a new kitchen. I'm like, fine, done. So now I'm in this place. I'm in this 3-bedroom, 1,600 square foot townhouse. And it's just me. This is big enough for a family. And it's just me. But I thought, nope, God brought me to it. God will bring me through it. So, and it was a little out of my price range too. So I'm like, Lord, you know what you're doing. Well, it was right after I moved in here that Kim came to see me and started telling me about LuLaRoe. And I started researching it, and I got involved with some of the different group pages. And the more I got involved, the more questions I asked, the more I felt, okay, this might be it. So I started watching YouTube videos, and I was drawn to the videos of people who were documenting their journey, and they were real. It wasn't, oh my gosh, you're going to make so much money. I don't want to hear that. I want the reality of it. So, and I would pray about this. And, after weeks praying constantly and researching, I finally felt that, yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do. So, I've been focusing in on it, and to prepare, I did do the paperwork. I sent in my paperwork July 8th of 2016. And they, at the time when I did that, they said 10 to 12 weeks. I thought, perfect. That'll give me plenty of time to prepare. And then the time started getting shorter and shorter. Now they're at 6 to 8 weeks. So I could potentially be getting my phone call anywhere from, today's July 31st. In 2 weeks, I could potentially get a phone call. 2 weeks. I'm not really 100% ready. One of the things I knew I had to do was when you purchase your onboarding package, you're getting about 380 pieces approximately, and then you can add on. Obviously, I haven't gotten my phone call yet, but I have been watching the boards and listening to what other people have said. So, I definitely want to add leggings. I don't know if they have an additional package you can purchase that has tall and curvy and one-side leggings in addition to kids and tween leggings. I am not interested in doing kids at this point. Maybe sometime down the future, down the future it might be something. Right now, I'm just not interested in doing kids. So when I do my package, not only am I going to do what the onboarding package is, which is about $5,300, I'm probably going to be purchasing another $700 to $800 worth of leggings and maybe a couple of other key pieces, maybe some Carly, some Joys, and I'm even thinking about doing some of the Jade and Jordans, which are the running pant, yoga and athletic yoga pants, basically. So, anyways, I needed to start preparing. Well, when you have 500 pieces of clothing, you need 500 hangers. So I ended up I went to Amazon for a lot of my stuff. I got my hangers on Amazon. I got my clothing racks on Amazon. The one thing you are absolutely going to need, and I have it around here somewhere, is a Dymo 4XL thermo postage printer. There's always somebody having a deal. Staples or Office Max or Office Depot will price match it. They retail for like $250 or $289. I paid $134 for mine. I've seen people paying $111. But you have to find the deal, and you have to really look for it. Don't pay that much for it. Pay $150 or less. You can find it out there, and what makes it so great is you will be able to work with the Audrey inventory system really well with it. It prints everything on one label. You can use stamps.com. You can use ShipEasy. I haven't decided which way I'm going to go with it yet. I was going to forego the thermo printer, and I was just going to use stamps.com 8x11 Avery labels, sticky labels. That uses ink, that uses labeling. This is a business. I will say that to you 100 times. This is a business. This is not a hobby. That's why you have to really strongly consider how you're going to initially do your investment. If you have lousy credit or you have no credit or if you've got maxed out credit cards, all I can tell you is wait, clean up your credit, pay down those bills, make it a goal. I see people posting in the boards that they don't have the money, they can't borrow it, they have bad credit, they have kids, I'm selling stuff, I don't know what I'm going to do. Listen, if you don't have the money initially, that just means right now isn't your time. It doesn't mean you won't have your time. It just means right now isn't your time. Because it is a big commitment. It's a commitment of money. It's a commitment of time. I've probably spent close to $2,500 just preparing for the business. Now, actually, I spent closer to $3,500, but $1,600 of that was my iMac. I have a 27-inch iMac right now that I'm using. It was a want, not a need, because I have a MacBook Pro that probably would have worked fine. But I find that I'm 51 years old and I need glasses for everything, and I just wanted it. I wanted it, so shoot me. However, that was only my real want. Everything else I needed. I had to buy 500 velvet hangers. Now, I paid $23.95 for 8 boxes on Amazon. You can get them at Costco. I think it's $9.95 for 35. I don't know if they sell 50. I found some at TJ Maxx for $20 for 50. Shop around, research, look. But that's where I mostly did it. I did a lot of my stuff off of Amazon. I I got, I didn't have a printer. And so I bought a printer. I found my printer. It's a really nice HP all-in-one. Um, it's an OfficeJet Pro for OfficeJet Pro 8715, and I paid $100 for it at Costco. Shop around. You don't have to have the biggest and best. I've seen consultants just basically, you know, take a picture of something on a hanger. You don't have to have a big fancy wall. I mean, I bought some just striping from Michael's that I'm going to put up, and I'm just going to have something to break up the monotony of the wall, because I am in a rented place, and I am not going to pay to have it painted back white when I leave, just because I don't want to. I could, but I don't want to. I had a desk, but I didn't have a decent desk, so I ended up getting an L-shaped desk from Staples for $90. So I've spent some money to prepare for this, but I've had businesses before. I used to have a paralegal service business before I went back to working for an attorney full-time. I have sold Avon, Mishi, Jewel Scent, Jafra, and probably some other stuff I can't remember over the years. And you competed with other consultants. Your upline was super supportive, because the more you sold, the more money they made. And unless you had people under you, you didn't make money, really. With LuLaRoe, I am 100% convinced it is way different. I don't have to have a downline. I don't have to build a team. I can if I want to, but I don't have to. I can make money just rotating out my inventory. If I only want to keep 500 pieces and just sell the clothes, that's what I can do. I've always wanted to have a store. I've always wanted to have a type of, wholesale selling for retail business. A lifetime ago, I was a nail tech, and I worked for a manufacturer, so I understand cost of goods versus the end product. I understand the markup. I understand the profit margins. And with LuLaRoe, you have a 40 to 60% profit margin. You buy a pair of leggings for, I think it's $11.50. Well, now they sell them in 2-packs, so it's $21. $23? No, $21, I think, for 2. And you turn around and sell each pair of leggings for $25. So it's $21, and you turn around and sell it for $50. Profit. Because you pay for your inventory up front. So whatever you sell, you make back what you paid plus your profit. Now, the best way, though, you still have to do taxes. This is a business. You have to pay business taxes. Some consultants are doing LLCs. That's fine. My paralegal services business was an LLC. The thing with an LLC, though, is if you're a sole member, all the money that comes into the LLC is taxed as personal income. At least that's the way I understand it. I went to my accountant, and he told me, based on what I was telling him and the amount that I expect to be selling, he thinks that I would be better off doing an S Corp, which is incorporating, which I agreed with, and I did. Now, I'm taxed differently, but I can pay myself a small salary, and then I can then pay myself profit dividends. That way, I'm not being taxed personal income tax. That's the way I understand it. I am not an accountant. I am not a CPA. Please, please, please get yourself a good accountant. This is a business. You will be working at 24/7. If you have small kids, you'll make it work. If you have, if you're retired, you'll make it work. If you work full time, you'll make it work. It's a business. It's not a hobby. So, there are people who complain about it. There are people who say, I didn't sell anything. Well, how much did you work it? How much did you work it? It's a business. When you own your own business, you don't get a break. You don't get time off. You work because your business is your future. And one of the things that what makes this company so amazing, it's all about serving other people. It is a faith-based company, which might turn some people off. And you know what? That's fine. But the idea of serving others and giving back, and the support and encouragement that I am getting from consultants that aren't in my group, that aren't in my upline, that are in the queue just like I am. Everybody shares information because with LuLaRoe, they only make 2,500 pieces in a particular textile and pattern. That's it. And when they make those 2,500 pieces, they don't make them anymore. You can't get them anymore. You see something that you love and you don't buy it right then and there and somebody else does, you're going to have to go try to find it somewhere else. It's called a unicorn hunt. That becomes your unicorn. So you start searching for it because it's very limited. And so right now, I think they said they have something like 25,000 consultants. And they're worried about market saturation. Or people say, well, what about market saturation? I've got 10 consultants within a 5-mile radius of where I live. And I go out, I go to the grocery store. I've got one that lives 2.5 miles from me. I'm pretty sure we shop at the same places. I don't see people wearing LuLaRoe. I don't see people wearing my leggings or a top, or a Carly or a Perfect Tee or a Cassie. I don't see that. So tell me about market saturation? Really? I don't think so. The reason I decided to do this after I really prayed about it is I am starting over again. When I sold my house, I got rid of a lot of stuff. My kids are adults, they're grown, they have their own lives. And I am at a stage in my life where I'm now going to do this for me. I am my why. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I want to retire. I want to retire and be comfortable. I'm not looking to get rich. I don't need to be rich. I want to be comfortable. I want to be able to maintain a good quality of life when I'm older. I'm Italian, and in our family, we live to be in our mid-90s. I'm probably going to be working well into my 70s, which I'm actually okay with. So I got another 20, 25 years left in me. So these last 20, 25 years, I need to work hard so that when I do retire, I can be comfortable and not worry about what I'm going to eat or who's going to take care of me or my health care or whatever. I am my why. I've always wanted to have a house on the water. I went to Aruba this past April. See, Aruba. It's a happy island. And I fell in love. I fell in love with the beach. I fell in love with the sand. I fell in love with everything. And you know what? I want to wake up in the morning one day and have my cup of coffee and just look out over the water. If I'm on the ocean, great. If I'm on a lake, great. I don't care. I want to live on the water. LuLaRoe is going to do that for me. LuLaRoe is going to provide me the means to bless my children, to help them along in their life's journeys. When I was growing up, my parents couldn't help me. And, there were some times I really wish they had, but, hey, woulda, shoulda, coulda, and I learned a lot at that time. But I want to be able to help my kids. My daughter, her and her boyfriend, they may be getting married in the next year or two. I'd like to be able to help them find a house. Not a lot of money. Maybe $2,000 or $3,000 to just help them along. My son and his wife, they're going to be having children someday. I'd like to be able to bless my grandchildren. I mean, LuLaRoe is I am my why. I want to be able to have a good life for my kids. Okay, so anyways, going back to the whole business thing. You know, it's hard work. And I just wanted to make a video I just want to document all this. You know, you can see behind me, I mean, I bought those at Michael's they were on sale. I think I only ended up paying $4 or $5 for them because they were on clear. But that's what I'm going to put my orders in that are going to ship. LuLaRoe does the majority of their sales on Facebook Live. So I only have 20 bins, so I'm hoping I'm going to need to buy 20 more. I'm starting out with 20. I'm hoping to buy 20 more within my first month. So that way I am shipping 40 orders minimum a week. My goal is to be selling $13,000 to $15,000 a month while working a full-time job. And then if I can make more in 1 month, no, I'm sorry, let me rephrase it. I will quit my full-time job when I have made more in 1 month selling LuLaRoe than I do at my full-time job working 2 months. So if for 6 months in a row I sell more than what I make in a year working full-time, I'll quit my full-time job. That's my goal. To eventually quit my full-time job, do LuLaRoe full-time. Maybe hire an assistant, just because I think it'll be fun. But, so this is my first video. I'm going to be uploading these a little at a time. If I offended anybody, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend. I'm just being honest. And I have a very strong faith, and I'm not ashamed to say it. So if you don't have faith, or you believe in something different, awesome. Good for you. It's just what I believe. And so that's my first one. Thank you for listening, and I'll be putting more up. Thanks.